Fujifilm X106, X100V, X100 cameras buying guide. Let's talk for my 10 plus years experience in using all these cameras, which camera is suited for you. Let's talk about this now. Hi there and welcome to my channel. My name is Tudor Matescu, and in this video I want to share with you for my 12 years, 10 plus years experience. I don't know when X100 Finepix was first launched, but I know that I've bought it. So I'm using the X100 cameras for over 10 plus 11 years. So I've experienced for a long time X100 Finepix, X100F, X100V, and now it's at the door X106 Mark 6. So there are some discussions which camera deserves the money. Well, it's simple. Each camera, it's deserving the money if you have it. It's very simple. If you want the camera, you can buy it, and this is it. Very simple question to answer if you have the money and if you are willing to accept the camera with the pros and the cons that the camera has, because there isn't a perfect camera out there, and now the X100 market is over the top because there is much hype around this camera. In a future video, I will show you my best alternative to X106 camera, but also to other X100 cameras. This has IBIS and it's a great alternative. Very good. I will talk about this in another video, so please subscribe now to my channel. So let's talk first about the X100 Finepix camera. Well, when I bought that camera, I was shocked by the price. I was shocked. It was over 1,000 euros at that time, and it was a very big price. And when we are looking at that camera, X100 Finepix now, we could laugh regarding the AF speed, the 12 megapixel sensor, and so on. But that camera has an advantage that no other iteration of Fujifilm camera had. First of all, it had a CMOS Bayer sensor, not an X-trans sensor. And that CMOS Bayer sensor had a great dynamic range. I was able to recover 2, 3, 4 stops from a dark picture. I was able to make a bright picture in Adobe Lightroom. So great for shooting underexposed. Great for this. But more than that, the JPEGs and the RAW files were very filmish-like. So you had baked in the JPEGs and also in the RAW files, again, in the RAW files, a filmish tone curve. You can't get this with the other iterations. So that camera, X100 Finepix, I think it was sought as a filmish digital camera. And those JPEGs and also RAW files, again, RAW files, were looking like film. You can make all kinds of edits, but that camera was taking you there very fast. So great. And again, when I'm looking at those pictures, they are great. They have something to it. And more than that, experienced users are agreeing with me. That camera had a lens that had some micro contrast to it, a lens that had some magic to it. When they made the next iterations, X100S, X100T, X100F, the lens didn't have the same glass from the first X100 Finepix generation. So if you want a unique camera that is rendering unique film-like pictures, that also has a great price for the moment, in my country I can find this camera at around 400 euros or even less, I would advise to get that camera. You don't have AF that is great. You must use that camera in manual focusing using the back button technique. I've talked about this back button technique, back focusing button, in another video. I will link it at the end of this video. But this is the greatest way to make pictures with a Fujifilm rangefinder looking camera. So if you want to use a Fujifilm camera as a rangefinder camera, the best way is to use the back button focusing technique. And I've used that camera like this, and it was very fun and very great. Another advantage of that camera is that it has a very portable factor. It is very light. It is really a pocketable camera. Really a pocketable camera. It's small, it's compact, it's light. So no other camera it's as compact from the X100 series like the X100 Finepix, the first camera. Now, I've used that X100 Finepix for several years, how I've said, and I wasn't tempted to update because the improvements were small. So regarding X100S and X100T, the improvements are small. You have more punchy colors. Some users are liking the X-lens sensor and the colors and the lens. Again, different perspective, different opinions. Those cameras are okay, but the big leap was X100F. So the next camera that I want to address is X100F. If you really want a good, great camera, do it all, portable, take it with you every day and have confidence in delivering great images with great AF, then that camera is X100F. When I'm looking at the prices of X100F in my country, they aren't looking good. I'm not liking those prices. Personally, I would not pay $1,000 on an X100F. When I've sold my X100F, I've sold it with $500. But now, having in mind the inflation of the prices of X100 cameras, probably I think a good price it will be around $700, $800, but not more than that from my point of view. If you want to go to the $900 mark, I think it's okay. Again, it depends on you. But regarding the X100F camera, I do feel that that camera, it is one of the best camera that Fujifilm made because it had great AF. This was one of the lacking functions of the X100 series till X100F. You didn't have good AF, and even now the AF is not so good. But with X100F, I could say that the AF is okay, in some situations even better than X100V. So the X100F camera, it's delivering. You have punchy colors, very nice looking color chrome, so a great camera for street photography because still portable, great AF, enough resolution, 24 megapixels, enough film simulations, and the filter and all the goodies that an X100 camera has. The only thing that it didn't have, it was weather sealing, and yes, I didn't like at all how the camera was built. The screen had a big gap and I was able to see the internals of the X100 camera. So I didn't like that at all, talking about Fujifilm build quality, but other than that I didn't have any problems. I've used the camera in snow, in tough conditions, and I didn't have any problems with the camera, and it delivered, and more than that, again, it was portable. So great weight to it, great form factor. When X100V was launched to the market, I didn't rush to upgrade because I wasn't a YouTuber. I didn't need the views. And I've thought to myself, I don't need a bigger camera that has a better image quality at a smaller focusing distance. But after looking at the X100V improvements and wanting the tear screen and wanting that 20+% image quality of the lens, I said, okay, the images are looking great. I have a tear screen, I have weather sealing, but again, not entirely weather sealed. So probably I will be okay with a chunkier body because X100V, it's a chunky camera. It's a chunky camera, how I've showed in many videos. So anyway, I've bought the camera, and the camera, I love it, but not as much as I love the X100F camera and X100 Finepix. I don't know why, and it's not because I had other cameras. It's not like this. I'm not functioning like this. If I'm liking a camera, I pick it up and I'm using it. I've recently bought a month ago a Leica camera and I can't stop shooting it. I can't stop shooting the Leica camera even if it's a bigger and heavier camera than my Fujifilm cameras. More than that, this Voigtlander now has around 2 months, and from the moment that I've picked it up, I feel it's the only lens that I'm shooting it on Fujifilm because I'm loving it so much. So I can't imagine going out without the Voigtlander lens. This is such a great lens. So this didn't happen to me with X100V. Yes, X100V, it has the specs, it had a good price when I bought it brand new, but it doesn't tick with me in some situations. The lens, again, a good lens, but I wanted a better lens. On the long term, I didn't felt that bite in each shot that I was taking it. To have that bite that I was looking for it for portraits, on that lens you need some good light on the subject. With a full frame lens or with a Voigtlander lens, this is not the case. So the glass of the X100V is good, but it's not outstanding. It's not outstanding. It's not at the level of Voigtlander or other lenses. And also because the camera was bigger, was chunkier, it had some weight to it compared to other cameras, it was hard for me to take two cameras. Before that, I was always having on me X100F and GX9, X Pro 3 or other camera. But now with X100V, I didn't took X100V as my secondary camera. Just in rare cases, I would have preferred to take my X Pro 3 with two lenses than X Pro 3 with X100V. Before upgrading to X100V, again, I was using X100F as my secondary camera. So I was going out with two cameras. But from X100V, this didn't happen. So for me, this was the limit of portability regarding Fujifilm X100 cameras. But that camera is the last camera made in Japan and it's a great camera. Nowadays comes X106 that it's at the door. So X106, we are clear that the camera is bigger than X100V, it's heavier than X100V. So a bigger camera, and from what I was looking, my X100V accessories will not work on X106. And we have an incremental upgrade to the X100V. So incremental upgrade, a small upgrade. How a reviewer said, it's more like an X100V Mark II. So I do agree that X106 is X100V Mark II. We have 40 megapixel sensor and IBIS. This is it in the end. This is it. No other update that we could say, wow, we don't have a new lens. I'm not saying that the lens is not resolving the 40 megapixel sensor. I don't know from where this myths arrived on the internet, but I'm saying that the lens, it's a blunt lens in some situations. In some situations, how other reviewers showed, like Matt Greger, that it's a Nikon reviewer and it made one of the best reviews out there regarding X106. And also he showed that the lens is not an outstanding lens. Even at f5.6, it's under a full frame lens. So, not a great lens, but a lens that it's resolving probably the 40 megapixel sensor, not a magic lens, but this is it. You can't put, it seems, a great lens on a compact form. So X106, what it's bringing to the table? It still has a compact form. I've saw that some users praise the video features. Let's be serious. Let's be serious regarding the video features. Let's be serious. 6K, who needs 6K? Overheating, the batteries will not last, and so on. We have a crop factor there, and so on and so on. So basically the only thing that you win, it is availability in theory. So you can buy it because it will be in stock in theory. You will win 40 megapixel sensor and an IBIS. This is it. This is all what you will win, and you will pay 50+% more in Europe, in my country, compared to X100V. So in my country, I will pay 600 euros more compared to X100V. On X100V, I've paid 1,200 euros. And now in my country, X106, it is 1,800 euros. This is an outrageous price for such a camera, if you are asking me. On the USA market, the price it is lesser with 200 euros. This is a good price. I feel that this is a good price for the US market. If that price was also in Europe, but because of the taxes it's not, then I would say, okay, it's an acceptable price. But for 1,800 euros, again, in my country, in Europe, I feel the price is outrageous for what the camera is offering. Will this mean that I will not buy the camera? No, this doesn't mean that I will not buy the camera. I can hate the price. I can hate the low specs for this upgrade. I can say the price is outrageous, but this doesn't mean I don't want the camera, and this doesn't mean I will not buy the camera. Why? Because it is X106, the only camera that is meeting all the criteria in a compact body, because I don't have X100V anymore, and because I'm a YouTuber, and this camera, X106, it's making hype. So it's making me money. It's making money. If that camera is not making you money, why buy it? You can always go for another cheap X100 alternative. You can always go for this. The X106, again, is not bringing anything new to the table, just more money for low improvements. But this is it. Some people will agree to buy it, some people will not agree to buy it, and some will buy it by hating it and love it in the same time. So this is me. I'm hating and I'm loving the X106 in the same time, and I will see how I will manage to justify the price in time. But if you want an alternative, a better alternative, a budget alternative, a better camera with better IBIS, please subscribe to my channel, share this video, like my video, leave me a comment, and you'll get notified when I will publish the alternative of X100 cameras. It's a great alternative. It's a do-it-all alternative, and it has better functions and specs from my point of view for this kind of shooting. And it's also as compact and as silent as X100 series camera. So please subscribe to my channel and you'll be notified when I'll publish that video. Till then, please check my next videos right now. Click here right now.